Hello, people. So, I have a pitch for Predator 3. I know exactly what movie should be done. Maybe this is a couple of movies. Maybe this is just an idea for a couple of different Predator sequels. But my pitch for you is a new setting, a new time. I would put it in Southeast Asia, and I would make it a series of movies from whenever, the Japanese kind of invaded that area through Vietnam. You could do a handful of these or something. I don't know what the theme to them would be, but this is my pitch if you're going to do one movie. So there were a shitload of different things in Vietnam that you could base this movie on. The go-to would be the long range reconnaissance patrols, or LRRPs. They were groups of 6 to 12 men kind of out in the jungle, long range. Would be kind of perfect prey for the Predator. They were special forces or rangers, mostly rangers towards the end of the war. So there's that. I think that would be too much like Predator 1. Another option to go would be, I think for half of the movie he should be hunting the NBA. Like, we should get that for a while. And ultimately, like, after 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of him hunting NVA, his NVA that he was about to kill just gets wiped out by somebody. This enters in the new prey. And I would make this, Green Berets. I would just make them straight up an A team of Green Berets in Vietnam. And I would maybe even go one more than that and have them have like the whole Montagnard army with them. It's the Predator versus that. It's like 12 Green Berets and a billion fucking indigenous people. And like the Green Berets think they're all safe, and the Predator walks right in, kills one of them, skins him alive, and takes his skull and shit, and like leaves the rest hanging in a tree there for his mates to find. And at that point, the hunt is on. So imagine if you saw a movie Apocalypse Now. Imagine that the Predator decided to take on Colonel Kurtz. That is who the Predator would go for. That is the movie I want to see. Now, aside from that, I would introduce new elements to the Predator ship. I would give him the ability to, he can cloak himself, right? Like, he should have some sort of ability to, like, project a hologram that looks like the black smoke monster from Lost. Like, it's not really there. It's just there to drive prey. Like, no one knows what it is, really. Like, that's, in Lost, no one ever really figured out what that shit is. That's because it's the fucking Predator. That's my answer. So we'll fix that with this, too. There's a lot of other shit you could do with this movie. But at some point, you would get to see, the Predator going up against tribesmen with fucking sticks and stones and spears and shit, and have him fucking taking out NVA and shit, and have him fighting Colonel Kurtz. And as far as the story that connects these, I would have it be largely told from the Predator's perspective, except for the dialogue that moves the movie along. So, like, for that first 20, 30 minutes, it would be much like Prey, in that all we see is fucking Vietnamese. It's all in Vietnamese. It's all subtitled. And, you know, we see their command talking about shit, and we'll glean where they are and when they are and what, you know, whatever. You can place this at a real time and place somewhere on the, like, Cambodia, Laos border of Vietnam. It would be fucking perfect. So I would again do exactly what Prey did, and that the predator is a thing. What does it do? It hunts. It keeps hunting for the best thing it can catch. And I would put it to you that at the start of the movie, it's hunting tribesmen. And we don't say when we are at all. It's literally tribesmen that look like they could be in the fucking Stone Age, and they're fighting the predator. And he wins, and he takes his skull. Next thing we see would be like the Vietnamese come in and wipe out a village of those people while he's cleaning his skull. And like we'll have some conversation there about, you know, when and where we are. From there, he's going to have to hunt and kill several of the NBA. And like this would be my pitch to you is he does exactly what the Predator does. He sneaks in through all their defenses, picks like the most badass one of them or the highest ranking officer of them and skins him alive and takes his fucking skull and leaves his body there. And like now, they didn't see this Predator come in and out and do this, so they think this is an American that did this. So they start like going fucking nuts and hunting up the jungle and shit, and he keeps picking at them and whatever. And that's when they bump into our Colonel Kurtz dude. And like the Predator continues to take NVA or whatever. We'll see a couple of kills of that in this section or whatever. He has some fight he's doing. But meanwhile, the NBA are engaging with this Montagnard army of these fucking Green Berets, and they're getting fucking wiped out. So then the Predator starts hunting them, and that's the majority of our movie. But we give you this kind of like slow roll into this cool shit. And if it set the tone of this world, and I don't know. I think it would be fucking dope to have you not even understand the Vietnamese, really. You just know that we're in Vietnam now. But like half of it is they're going to ruin this with a commercial anyway, so you have to kind of assume that. But I would make it as though no one was going to fucking see a commercial. I think that's the way you should make a movie. What do you think? Predator 3, Vietnam. You know, the Predator apocalypse now hybrid you never wanted to see. I think this is one of the best movie pictures I've ever had. This is so good that I almost think I should really write this. I don't know how I would fucking submit that shit, but like, I think I just had a really good pitch for a Predator movie. Tell me what you think. Who would we cast? Oh, this is a better question. Who would we cast? The Asian actors are going to, you know, limit their choices, but there are lots of good Asian actors. There's several I would love to see playing NBA officers and shit like that. Then for the Montagnard Army, I don't know where you would get that or the tribesmen. Like those, you might have to really hunt for. I know there are Montagnards around Fort Bragg. Maybe you could go talk to them. You might be able to film this in and around Fort Bragg If you could get the right commander of that post, you could probably film this there. Use it as some sort of pseudo army recruiting tool or whatever. Have a thing before the movie saying, "Go fight China, kids." I really like. There's a part of me that thinks Russell Crowe. I want to see Russell Crowe fight the Predator, like old man Russell Crowe. Now, like he's all fat and shit. Yeah, let's like have him do it. That probably wouldn't work. If we could get like Master and Commander Russell Crowe, that would be interesting. Who would be cool? It would be fun to have Sam Elliott make a cameo. You could do Chris Hemsworth. Shave his fucking head bald and make him a Colonel Kurtz-ish character. Like, you don't really have to do that. You could make his hair whatever. But, like, it would be kind of interesting to, like, play into that a little bit. Really make it look like this is the Predator fighting Colonel Kurtz's army from Apocalypse Now. I don't know who else I would pick. Chris Hemsworth is really too pretty. But he is all muscly. I'm drawing a blank. Who would you want to see cast as the main guy in Predator 3? And also, you should note that this movie would probably be at least 2 or 3 hours because 20, 30 minutes of it is taken up by intro. That's what those tribesmen and the NBA are. That's introduction to the movie. So, like, from there, it would be like at least an hour and a half. That would be a cool thing, too, to make that the fucking, like, you could make the tribesman portion the trailer. That's what I would do. And then I would make the Vietnamese section a YouTube video. And then I would make Predator 3 available on Hulu for money or something like that, maybe, and in theaters, or maybe just in theaters, and then put it on Hulu afterwards. I don't know I don't know what the future of that shit is, but this is the future of the Predator right here. What I'm saying is what they should do 100%. If they're going to do something next, if they want to set themselves up for future success, they start out by doing a World War II movie. And then you follow people through time or whatever. And then you end up in Vietnam. And you could do a trilogy in Vietnam at that point with, like, the Dutch of the World War II movies being the old man that's in charge of the CIA program to capture these fuckers. And as far as what happens to all of these people that Dutch doesn't know about these things, well, the vast majority of them die, and the couple of them that don't are in the CIA and hunting these things and just don't happen to be where Dutch is. Real easy to answer. Not everybody knows about alien hunting. But, like, I would like basically those the people in Predator 2 that we see that are like hunting the Predator from the government. I would like to see the formation of whatever they were and more about them. Like, obviously, if they have a whole thing there, that was like a CIA something or other. Probably based off of fucking Dutch's debriefing in Predator 1. This is the movie that I want to see. If you want a bigger series, like I said, I would start in World War II and I would run it through at least the 80s or so, through, where Predator 1 was. And to Tell that story. It's a big missing chunk that like no one's told any stories in, that you could make a whole fucking crazy shit thing that like it got taken out by a wrist thing in Vietnam that was like a nuke. Okay. Literally there was like 3 people that left there alive and they went, we gotta hunt these motherfuckers. Sorry. We gotta hunt these ugly motherfuckers. This is what we should do. Tell me what you think. Do you like this pitch? What would you change about it? Leave me a comment. Thanks for watching.